behalf of Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, High Commission of India, Colombo, I welcome all of you for this online lecture. This is one of the events of India at 75. This particular online lecture is to mark the Sri Rama Navami Festival of 2023. This year, the Sri Rama Navami Festival falls on the 30th of March 2023. The topic of this lecture is about the Ramayana impact on Southeast Asian region. The topic of this lecture is about the Ramayana impact on Southeast Asian region. Before I move into the subject, it is my earnest desire to explain about the two major epics of India. The two major epics of India, one is Ramayana and other one is Mahabharata. Both these epics impart the truth of the doctrines of karma, dharma and adharma. Karma doctrine implies the truth that whatever the deeds we had done in our previous birth. The dharma doctrine explains the truth of whatever the deeds, especially the good deeds, what we are practicing today in our present life. The Adharma doctrine, which reveals all the evil nature, what is trying to dominate us during our present birth. The major portion of Ramayana epic had taken place in Sri Lanka. Still, we can see the traces of Ramayana under the name of Ramayana trails in Sri Lanka. The major portion of Ramayana epic had taken place in Sri Lanka, and still we can see those traces under the name of Ramayana trails in Sri Lanka. This Ramayana epic was documentized by Sage Valmiki in 5th century BC. It is apparently said that the Ramayana epic was documentized by the sage Valmiki in the 5th century BC. Initially, it was written in Sanskrit. The Valmiki Ramayana, which is the original script written by sage Valmiki in 5th century BC. Originally, it was written in Sanskrit. It is stated Valmiki documentized this epic Ramayana in the form of Ramayana literature. Originally, it was written by him in Sanskrit. It contains 24,000 verses. Later, this particular Ramayana of Sanskrit version of Valmiki was translated by different scholars of different Indian states in their own languages, including North India, South India, East India, and West India. All these states later translated the Ramayana in their own languages. Sri Ramanavami means the birth tithi of Lord Rama. According to Hindu lunar calendar, we can see the 5th day of the growing moon or the divination moon is called Panchami. The 7th day of the growing moon or the diminishing moon is called Saptami. The 8th day of the growing moon or the diminishing moon is called Attami. The 9th day of the growing moon or the diminishing moon is called Navami, and the 10th day of the diminishing moon or the growing moon is known as Dasami. Sri Ramanavami falls on the 9th day of the growing moon of the month Chitral. The Ramayana epic, which had its strong origin from this Indian subcontinent, but it had its stronghold in the Southeast Asian region. The Southeast Asian region is comprised numerous countries including Laos, Thailand, Indonesia, under Indonesia, Sumatra, Java and Bali province, Malaysia, Myanmar, Vietnam and Cambodia. We can see the traces of Ramayana all over these lands till this date. In the Southeast Asian region, the Ramayana epic could be identified in different forms, including literature, paintings, architectural decorative sculptures, dance dramas and temple arts. We can see the epic in this particular region in all these forms. The Laos is a landlocked small nation in Southeast Asian region. It practices Ramayana in the form of dance, and special attention for this dance is given to the golden deer. By the golden deer only, Ravana, by a conspiracy, abducted Sita Devi to the Lankan land. That particular section of Ramayana is well practiced in Laos. Laos is predominantly a Buddhist country, yet Ramayana, the Hindu epic, is very popular in Laos. It is generally known as Para-Lak and Para-Lak. It gives more prominence to Lakshman, the brother of Lord Rama. Throughout the Ramayana epic, Lakshman accompanied his brother with full heart and gave his full support. The Laos Ramayana gives more prominence to Lakshman. Lord Rama is considered as one of the incarnations of Lord Mahavishnu. Lord Mahavishnu, according to Hinduism, had taken so far 9 incarnations. Lord Rama Avatar is also considered as one of the incarnations of Lord Mahavishnu. Thailand is one of the important nations in Southeast Asian region. Thailand is essentially a Buddhist nation, but it practices Ramayana in a very deep and dedicated manner. Most of the Thai kings, they, with their names, add the term Rama till this date. And in Thailand, the royal palace is decorated with the paintings of Ramayana as in India, as well as in one Buddhist temple in Thailand is also decorated with Ramayana epic paintings. And also the capital of Thailand was known as Ayodhya, and later it was renamed as Bangkok. Today, till this date, we can see these traces in Thailand. In Thailand, the Ramayana is called by the name Ram King. The Ramayana epic in Thailand is known under the name of Ramakehi. In Thailand, many of the classical dance forms as well as the folk dances are based on Ramayana theme. We can see in Southeast Asian region, Ramayana dominates a lot in this region. Especially it could be seen in the form of dance and dance drama. They pay more attention to Ramayana epic as their theme for their dances. Lakhu is one of the important dance forms of Thailand. Besides, there is another dance form called. Its theme is deeply rooted in the Ramayana epic. So, Ramayana epic in Thailand dominates in the cultural, social, as well as in the visual art forms of Thailand. Indonesia is a nation. It plays an important role in the Southeast Asian region. It comprises nearly about 5 big islands as well as 30 small group of islands. It is stated that altogether 17,508 islands are in Indonesia, yet only 6,000 islands are inhabited. The Ramayana traits could be seen invariably in Indonesia. The Ramayana version of Indonesia could be identified under the name of Kairi Ramayana because it was written in the early Javanese language. Bali is one of the provinces of Indonesia where the majority of the population is Hindus. They practice the Indian epic Mahabharata and Ramayana in their culture as well as in their religious factors. The national emblem of Indonesia is eagle. The national emblem of Indonesia is eagle. Eagle has a special place in Hinduism as well. Eagle is considered the Vahana, that means the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. It is called Garuda. Lord Vishnu's vehicle, that is the Lord Vishnu's Vahana, is Garuda Vahana, that is the eagle. This eagle is also the national emblem of Indonesia. In Indonesia, generally we can see the Ramayana is widely practiced in different forms of culture, including dance, drama, as well as in the puppetry show. So, Ramayana is well adapted in this nation and it is well preserved and practiced in different forms by the people of Indonesia. Even though Indonesia is an Islamic state, but Ramayana is very popular in Indonesia. And also it is a must to point out here, in the central Java, there is a particular temple, or there are so many Hindu temples are still existing. Among them, Parampan temple of central Java, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. At this temple, still we can see the different chapters of Ramayana are well depicted. Actually, this temple was belonged to some century back, old temple. But yet, in the sculptures, we can see the beautiful Ramayana epic. Different chapters of Ramayana epic could be seen in the form of sculptures at this particular Paramount temple of Java, central Java. In Indonesia, one sultan named Yogyakarta, who gave patronage for different chapters of Ramayana in the form of practicing puppetry show. In other words, it could be explained that one sultan of Indonesia, he had given patronage for Ramayana to practice in the land in the form of puppetry show. Different chapters of Ramayana are allowed to practice by giving patronage for that practice by one sultan named Yogyakarta. In Indonesia, Ramayana is also practiced in the form of mass dances. For that, we can see Vyang Top Down is one of the mass dance forms and it is also practiced in the form of puppet show. It is called Vyang. Malaysia is also one of the important nations in Southeast Asia, where we can see the Ramayana practices. In Malaysia, the Ramayana is specially practiced in the form of puppetry show. In Malaysia, the Ramayana is called by a particular name. In Malaysia, the Ramayana is called by the name Hikayat Seri Rama. In Malaysia, the Ramayana epic is called by the name Hikayat Seri Rama. It gives more importance to the other characters of Ramayana rather than Lord Rama. Especially it gives more importance to Lakshmana rather than Lord Rama, because in the Ramayana, throughout the Ramayana, Lord Rama's stepbrother Lakshman continuously, tirelessly, he contributed his contribution to Lord Rama. So more prominence in the Malaysian version of Ramayana, we can see the Lakshmanan contribution is given projection and prominence. Myanmar is also considered as one of the nations of Southeast Asia. In Myanmar also, the Ramayana epic is practiced under the name of Yamazendo. The Ramayana epic is practiced in Myanmar under the name of Yamazendo. It is almost similar to the Indian Ramayana version, except some changes in the names. Cambodia is also one of the nations of Southeast Asia where Ramayana epic entered into this nation during the period of 7th century in the form of poems. In Cambodia, this particular Ramayana epic is known as Riebka, and according to some inscription, it reveals Ramayana had entered into Cambodia during the period of 7th century in the form of poems. Still, we can identify the influence of Ramayana in Cambodia in numerous forms. Especially, we could identify Ramayana there in the form of sculptures. One of the outstanding emperor of Cambodia was Khmer, who built a temple which was dedicated to the Trinity Hindu god of Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. Again, Surya Varma, another king who built another Hindu temple in Cambodia, and later this particular temple of Lord Shiva was given for the worship of Lord Rama. Still, the Hindu traces in Cambodia could be traced in different forms of ruins in Cambodia. The Ramayana traces could be seen in Vietnam as well. Vietnam is also considered as one of the nations of Southeast Asia. The Ramayana trace could be easily identified in this nation. The Hindu influence had started with the Champa regime in Vietnam. The Champa regime actually lasted in Vietnam for a period of 1500 years. During that period, many of the Hindu temples were built and dedicated to the worship of Lord Shiva, and later the temples were converted for the worship of Lord Rama. So, we can see the Ramayana epic influence must be there because of the establishment of Rama worship in that particular nation. Before the Hindu domination in Vietnam, Vietnam was under the Chinese influence. After that, during the period of Champa regime only in Vietnam, the Hindu influence started and it lasted for nearly about 1500 years. In Philippines, due to the Indian trade activities during the period of late 17th century and in between the period of 19th century, the Indian influence started spreading in Philippines. With that, the Ramayana epic influence also entered into Philippines during that time. It is still practiced in that particular nation. Philippines is also considered as one of the nations of Southeast Asian region. This particular lecture elaborately brings out the entire Ramayana epic influence on Southeast Asian region. It elaborates the Indian epic Ramayana, how it has its influence in the Southeast Asian region invariably. This particular lecture on Ramayana epic impact on Southeast Asian region is followed by certain dance items. These dance items are based on Ramayana Kirtanams. The Ramayana Kirtanam was enacted by Arunachala Kavirayar of 17th century. One Ramayana Kirtanam, Neelurai Anumane. It is a discussion. It explains the discussion between Lord Rama and Hanuman. Lord Rama requests Hanuman to explain Sita Devi in Lanka about his internal emotions to her, நீ உரைப்பாய் அனுமானே. The Rama explains Hanuman about his feelings. By the second verse, Lord Rama explains that how Tadagar was attacked by a snake to Sita Devi. The third verse, Hanuman explains the Lord. Once he asked her to come with her, that he would carry her back to her husband, but she refused it because she wanted the husband of her must come and release her. That is why கொடுங்காய் நடந்து வரக்கூடாதென்று நாம் சொல்ல நடுங்கினார். Her whole body was shivering. Then she laughed and she said she was not in a position to come with Hanuman. Then Lord Rama explained and asked Hanuman to go and convey all these ordeals in her life, and his life occurred because once she wanted the golden deer. She asked her husband to catch the golden deer. Actually, that was a conspiracy by the king Ravana. He took himself in the form of a golden deer to attract her. The other Kirtanam is Yar under Raghavane. When Rama went to catch the deer, he left the Lakshman with Sita Devi. But the King Ravana, by a conspiracy, with the same voice of Rama, he called Lakshmana. So, Sita Devi asked Lakshmana to search Lord Rama. When Sita Devi requested Lakshmana to go and search Rama because Ravana made the same voice of Rama, so she asked Lakshmana to go and search Rama. So Lakshmana, he was not in that position to leave Sita Devi alone. So he was very much annoyed and asking Sita Devi why she was asking and doubting about Lord Rama's strength. யாரென்று ராகவனை எண்ணினீர் அம்மா? He's asking Sita Devi to whom and why she was doubting about Lord Rama's strength and his moral characters.